Good morning, everyone. It's Patricia Hayes here. How are you doing today? I know you guys probably thought, is she going to come on today? I am coming on today. And yes, I am still, well, I'm on the road, but I'm not moving anymore. I have reached my destination. So I am coming to you live from California. Yes, California. And that's because if anyone's been keeping track of my stories on any of the gram or the Facebook or whatever, it's because I have been trekking across the country taking my child to college. So it has been very interesting. Catch up on the gram if you can. But if you're joining for the very first time, my name is Patricia Hayes. I'm an executive advisor, career empowerment coach, and authentic networking strategist. And what that means is I help people figure out what they're going to do next and make sure they uplevel their career transitions in a successful way that's authentic and purposeful for them, and making sure they build relationships that last for a lifetime along the way. And this is Coffee Time Career Chat, which we do twice a week, Mondays live, Wednesdays recorded. And we talk about networking on Mondays, and we talk about other just career issues, career related issues on Wednesdays. So I'm glad to be here. So honored, because I'm just going to let you all know it's 8 o'clock in the morning here, and I don't do 8 o'clock in the morning for anybody in any time zone. So I love y'all. Okay. So that said, we're going to be focused this morning. And as you can see, today's topic is we're talking about career. Of course, we're always talking about career times and things that affect us in our careers. But particularly right now, this is a good time to start planning what you want to do to finish out this year strong. So that's what we're talking about right now today, which is planning for a strong networking finish in 2021 so that it will set you up well for 2022. And what I want to say is there are lots of great things you could be doing, but here's the thing, it's really most effective if you're very focused, if you pick a few things and then just focus in on them, just zero down and really be tight in your actions so that you can get it done. That's the problem, is a lot of times people will just jump in and say, oh, I need to do this and I need to do that, and they end up scattered all over the place, and then they get nothing done. So you end up getting nothing done, and you're frustrated, and you're starting off a new year thinking, oh gosh, I have so many things to catch up with from last year. First of all, that's not the way to approach it. Always start with a fresh slate. And a fresh slate doesn't start in January. You can start with a fresh slate tomorrow. So if you followed me in any capacity, I feel very strongly about that, which is you do not have to wait to the beginning of a year, of a calendar year, that is, in order to start off fresh. You can do that any day. That said, a lot of times people do their planning according to a calendar year. So that's why I'm referencing it in this way today. All right. So as the last quarter of the year is fast approaching, you're starting to think about what it is you did or did not get done this year. You're starting to think about what it is you want to accomplish for next year, and then you're starting to probably hyperventilate and get really frustrated because you're like, oh my God, there's no way all that can get done. Well, the truth is, no, probably all of it can't get done, but the reality is all of it probably doesn't need to get done. If you're anything like me, you always add one more thing to the task list, one more thing or 10 more things. But when it really comes down to it, you don't have to focus on all 10, 15, 20 things. You probably could do well to focus on 5 and really, really zero in on it, and you will probably achieve so much more. You know that story about the 80-20, or the kind of rule about the 80-20 rule, which is 80% of what you do comes from 20% of your focus, and applies to people, all of that. Well, think about the 80-20 rule as you're working through this today, which is what 20% of things can I focus in on that's probably going to give me 80% of what I want to accomplish. That's really how it works for the most part. All right. So we're going to talk about some strategies for success so that you can get these things done, so that you can start planning, because we're ending August, I guess it is, and we're sliding into September, and so you have the last third to quarter of the year in order to make a plan and get some things done. The first thing is going to be is you want to make sure that you review your most positive and or successful networking experiences from 2021. Now, success and positive are not tied just to, did it make money for you? Does that work? Sure, it does. But it's probably the step behind that that's really going to be helpful to you. Okay. It's really probably what led up to that. So it's not so much that, oh, I worked with this person that helped me to make money. So that's the thing I have to focus on. No, go a step back and think about what did you do to leverage and get into a successful relationship with that person. Okay, because when you do that, that's really the winning ticket. That is really where it is. All right. And so, hi Terry, I just saw that you were in there. Hey there. And so, what you really want to do is focus on the process and the things that you've done leading up to what created that positive experience, what created that successful connection or collaboration. Focus on what made those things great. Okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Y'all know I do a lot of public speaking, I do a lot of presentations, even in the middle of this pandemic. I have been doing speaking virtually to small groups, to inside communities. I've been doing it inside of for conferences, just a whole webinars, a whole host of things. And what always happens is I will go and I will give a presentation. A lot of times I do them as lunchtime presentations. So these are not the fee-based ones, right? That's a whole separate thing when I do the fee-based workshops, which are great when they lead to other things as well. But what will happen is I'll do those, and then I'll have people who reach out and connect with me. And then the next thing is, hey, we need a speaker for X. And I'll be like, sure, let me check my calendar. I may be available. So here's the thing. This is the rinse and repeat part that I've already been doing so far this year that I'm definitely going to take into the last quarter of this year and build forward for 2022 is to continue to really zone in on engaging in speaking engagements throughout the course of this time, right? And making sure it's targeted to my audience in whatever way. Okay, not just randomness, but every time I'm speaking to people who really need the information, the resources, the strategies that I provide, it hits home, and then people come to me and they're like, hey, can I learn more about this? Hey, can I get you to come share this with this other group? And it just feeds it forward. What also comes as a secondary thing to it is someone will say, can I get on a consultation call with you and talk about some other things that I need, or to figure out what else I can do? Both of those things have happened simply as a result of me doing a presentation. Literally every presentation I've done this summer so far has led to one or two additional opportunities, and they just keep feeding off of each other, right? Guess what? Rinse and repeat. Because why? Visibility is a thing. If I'm not out there speaking, then no one knows what I'm doing. No one knows what I have to offer. So you have to continue to do the thing that works. Okay. And to reach out to people, to put yourself out there in whatever way. Doing these coffee time career chats, that's a way of maintaining visibility. Okay. It doesn't help if I don't continue to do it, because literally one of the largest speaking engagements I have this summer for one of the large state agencies was hosting a leadership summit, came because the director for the program watched my coffee chats and engaged in my content. Okay, rinse and repeat. So figure out what that thing was. So when you say, hey, I had a really great conversation, or this project came about, or this collaboration came about, yes, that specific person or thing may have brought you a lot of success and led forward. But what were the steps you took leading up to that that created that opportunity? That's what you really want to focus in on and make sure that you zero in and do it regularly for the remainder of the year. Okay. The second thing is you want to review what didn't get done and what contexts were left open. All right. And you want to prioritize those things for the last 3 months of the year, decide what is worth following through on, and then what is worth just, what, I have to set that aside and carry that forward into 2022. Here's the thing. It has been a crazy year. We all know it. And there are so many things I intended to get done this year that did not get done. Am I a little aggravated by it? Yeah. Do I have really good reasons why they didn't happen? Absolutely. All right. So for me, getting a podcast up and running hasn't happened yet this year. Getting a book written and out has not happened yet this year. That does not mean that those are not things that I'm still interested in doing or that I won't continue to move towards. It just means I'm going to shift the goal line on it. Okay. And so that may mean that I talked to my videographer, and we're gonna, like, okay, guess what, we're gonna work on this podcast, and that's gonna be the thing we really hone in to start for January 22, which means I have to start doing the prep work now. Do you see what we're doing? So just because you didn't get your pet project or achieve that goal this year, 2021, and it doesn't look like it may happen, doesn't mean you just let it go. The work to build towards getting it done still has to be done this year. And that way you can start 2022 very strong. All right. Another thing, getting my networking book and journal out. That's something I've been like really wanted to get done. I don't know if that's going to get done this year, but I am going to continue to work towards it. I've already been talking to a book coach, a writing coach to help. And so somewhere along the way, I'm going to do the things that need to get done in order to put that in place. Okay. So those are two projects that are extremely important to me. They've been on my to-do list for a little bit now, and they're going to get done. Just the timing hasn't worked out. It's just been a little nuts, a little bit nuts. So I'm going to refocus, I'm going to shift, and I'm going to put them on the schedule and take the actions that I need to take in the coming months in order to make sure that I can get them done in 2022. Same thing goes for you here. Okay. To take a deep look at what did not happen. You know how strongly I feel about journaling. So get your journal, get your notebook, whatever it is. And then I want you to write down all of the things. Don't edit. All right. This is not the time to edit. Write down all of the things first, and then take a look at it and prioritize. What are the things you care about the most that you really want to get done before the end of the year? And then what are the things you still care about, but you recognize, you know what, those are a heavier lift. Those may not get done until, beginning of next year, and then set yourself up for that to happen. Okay. And then those things that fall below that, then that may mean, hey, let me take a look. Does that really need to happen at all? All right. This is that prioritization. This is that 20% that's really going to lead to 80% of what you want to get done. Okay. Focus in on the big picture, not the little bitty tasks. It's so easy for us to get caught up in the little bitty task. And that takes us off, uh, uh, takes us, offline from where we need to be, and we get distracted. And then we look up 30 days later and like, oh my gosh, what did I just get done? Okay. So make sure that you think about it big picture. What are the things that you need to get done, that you want to get done, that can be for the end of this year? And then take the actions and focus in on those things, and then move the rest of them forward. Okay. And then the last thing is to literally start dreaming about 2022. And people are like, can we please get through 2021? Well, guess what? Here's the thing, the people that really are going to be successful in 2022, they're, trust you me, they are already planning for it. Okay. So if you really want to get some things done, you want to take that next level professionally, if you really want to, make some moves with your business, then you need to start dreaming and start seriously considering what are those things that you would love to get done in 2022 that you haven't had a chance to even address in 2021. Put them on the list. You can do it. Okay. And so when you do that, here's the thing. Quit editing yourselves. We are the worst about it, especially women. Will edit and like, oh, but that can't get done because. Well, guess what? When you do that, you're already cutting yourself off from the possibilities. So put it down, write it down, make it real. Start thinking about what are the actions and the things you need to do in order to bring it into fruition. All right. Don't cut yourself off before you can even get started. All right. And so when you do that, you start making those dreams, you will be surprised at what comes up along the way already, just because you started dreaming about it, just because you started thinking about the possibilities of what could be. All right. We do not know what's going to be in store for us in 2022. All right. I do not have any crystal balls, whatever. We don't know. But that doesn't mean that you can't start thinking about, in best case scenarios, what I would love to get done next year. Right. If you know one of the things you've been really wanting to do is I really need to transition professionally. I really need to move on to my next level job, my next level. I don't want to talk about jobs, but career move. Okay. If you know that's what you really want to do, start thinking about how you could put that into place now. Who do you need to reach out to? Who do you need to talk to start thinking about how that can come to be? Because the reality is, it's the end of August, September, October, November, December. That's 4 months. That seems like a lot of time. It is not, especially if you're talking about making a career shift, right? Those 4 to 6 months will fly by. So this is the time to start putting those things into action, to start thinking about who it is you need to talk to in order to prepare for that thing happening in 2022. Right? Again, not thinking about it off the top of your head, writing them down. If you need some help, I've always got resources and tools. Y'all know that, and I can tell you where to go to get up to date on some of those things. And or if you just need to do one of my networking challenges, I love those things, and they're so helpful in making sure that you can move forward by staying on top of who you're building out your relationships with. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Who do you need to build out your relationships with so that you can achieve your goal for the end of this year and forward? Okay. And those are the things, those are the strategies for success for finishing 2021 strong and moving you forward. Review what you've done this year, figure out those things that were super great and that were super helpful, and then put them on rinse and repeat. Think about what you've done that you didn't get accomplished and what contacts you need to follow up with in order to make that happen for this year or push them forward, and then start dreaming about what it is you want to do in 2022 and start laying the groundwork for getting that accomplished moving forward. All right. That's what I have for you today. Thank you for joining me as I'm here in sunny California. And if you're in Central Time, y'all, I hope that y'all give me some applause and pats on the back because y'all know it's super early here. And but I have my coffee because my lovely brother friend is left a pot going for me before he went off to work. Okay, so and then there's my nephew laughing at me because it's 8:30 now, and I'm just starting my coffee. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I look forward to catching up with you. If you have any questions about this, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message. I'm happy to follow up, and we can, have a chat. All right. Take care, and I'll talk with you guys again soon. All right. Bye bye.